Tajar learned to swim. It was like this. Once that winter, there was a very bad storm, and the witch's tree blew down, and all the witch's housekeeping things were scattered over the landscape. And the Tajar was very much excited. He jumped about and got in the way and watched the witch pick things up. But when the witch began to pile things up neatly, the Tajar looked at the piles, and he saw the high piles of wobbly teacups. He said to himself, I think it'd be a good time for me to take a death-defying life leap a long way off. And the Tajar went and took a death-defying life leap through the branches with his tail. The witch went off, and she found a new tree. When she got all ready to move, she said, Tajar, Tajar, come and help me move. As the Tajar didn't answer, she said louder, Tajar, Tajar, but the Tajar didn't come. Then the witch was very indignant, and she did a swift and sudden magic, and the Tajar landed in front of her, all out of breath and very much astonished. Then the witch said to the Tajar, just for that, all afternoon you have to help me move. And she gave the Tajar a high pile of wobbly teacups, just the way he thought she should. And he had to help her all the afternoon long, and besides, she was very cross. But when the witch was all moved, the Tajar said to himself, I will get even with the witch for making me work so hard all the afternoon. And the next time the witch was away, the Tajar thought of a fine plan. He took the witch's teacups, and he loosened the lower ends of their handles. Then he taught them all to do death-defying life leaps through the branches with their handles. There was one teacup that was specially stylish cup and had two handles. That one could do specially fine death-defying life leaps. And after that, whenever the witch was out gathering herbs, the Tajar used to train the cups a little. And finally, when he got them thoroughly trained, he started them all doing death-defying life leaps through the branches by the handles, just as the witch was getting home. When the witch saw this going on, she became very much excited and very indignant and almost hysterical. Then the range ranger, who ranges the ranges in that region, saw that something was going on at the camp, and he came across the ranges straight to the camp. The witch saw him, and she said to him, see what that Tajar's taught my teacups to do? And sure enough, there were all the teacups doing death-defying life leaps. Then the ranger said, Tajar, Tajar, did you teach the witch's teacups to do death-defying life leaps through the branches by their handles? And the Tajar said, yes, sir. Then the ranger said, very well, discipline must be maintained. For that, you can't go swimming for a week. Then the range ranger went away. But the Tajar thought to himself, I don't think that's much punishment. I never went swimming. And the next day, the Tajar went down to see if there was a place where you could go swimming, and there was a fine place. And the next day after that, the Tajar went down to the creek and he went swimming. And he swam and he swam, and his tucks felt kind of queer, but he pretended not to notice. And he had a lovely time. When he came out, and he ran quickly up the hill and jumped into his hiding place so that the witch wouldn't see that he had been swimming. But his tucks had shrunk, and he couldn't get down from his hiding place once he had gotten up because his front legs were too short, and he couldn't reach the ladder thing. The next day, the range ranger, who ranges the ranges in that region, came across the ranges and saw the witch, but he didn't see the Tajar. And he said, Tajar, Tajar! And the Tajar, who was in his hiding place, said, yes, sir. But he didn't come. Then the range ranger went to the Tajar's hiding place, and he stood in front of the Tajar and he said, Tajar, Tajar, show me your tucks. And the Tajar showed him his tucks. And the range ranger said, Tajar, have you been swimming? And the Tajar said, yes, sir. Then the range ranger said, very well. You went swimming, and you have shrunk your own tucks, and now you can't get down from your hiding place. You'll have to stay up there for a week. And sure enough, the Tajar had to stay in his hiding place for a week. But after that, the range ranger came, and he put another rung in the ladder thing so that the Tajar could reach. And after that, he went swimming whenever he wanted to. So children, please unpin that magic from Tajar.